And just like that, we're here to talk about Volume 25 of Berserk.
And the end of Pikmin 3. How bullshit was that, huh? Jeez.
We are not here to talk about that specifically, but I believe it.
I don't know. I want to like that game so much more than I like it, so it's tough. It's like a disparity, you know? But you're right. That's not what we're here to talk about. It's Halloween time, so it's time for trolls. It's time for the rest of the troll battle.
Yep.
I guess they then pursue the trolls into some weird place, but that'll be at the end of this week's episode.
Yeah, this is all about trolls attacking the town and the trials and tribulations that brings, I guess, of trying to defend a bunch of people
the tactics of dealing with a horde of trolls. This first issue here is called Magic Sword, which is a Capcom arcade game. It's probably a reference to that.
It absolutely is.
It's 1990s, so yeah. So we got our guy Serpico, the hero cop from the 70s Sidney Lumet movie. He's represented here as this young man with a sword, and it's the magic sword. I believe it's got air sprites or something that are in sync with his aura, and they're just dicing up these trolls' noses like nothing.
We left off the last volume with him kind of like trying to attack a troll and nicking its ear or something.
Like kind of going like, "Hua!" And it's like, oh no, this didn't work very well. I need to really think about this and get in sync with these spirits. And he
was charging his Kamehameha last time, and now we get to see the explosion.
In like Legend of Zelda, he wasn't quite at full heart, so it wouldn't work. But now he's restored, and now
he got a fairy or something. Yeah,
he can dice these things, and kind of low key violence for Mira here. They kind of just fall apart without gouts of blood or anything. So it's maybe it's kind of like in a horror movie when there's like a really clean cut, and you just slide apart and you don't even really notice.
Like 13
oh no,
Ghosts.
I'm dead. Yeah, 13 Ghosts has a good one. Ghost Ship has a lot of them, but it's not as good as I remember. I watched that clip recently.
The Ghost Ship is bad. That's a bad movie.
It seems like a bad movie.
It's pretty fun, but it's bad. Yeah, it's bad.
So like Cube or Resident Evil or something.
Sure.
But in a medieval setting and trolls.
But like it's wind, so in those they're like lasers, so they would cauterize the wound instantly. This is wind, so theoretically there should be blood.
There could be blood flying around. I don't know what's up with troll anatomy or something. Maybe the way their hearts work is different. Because we're gonna see a lot of like sliced heads, but without much splash. So I guess that's good for everybody's clothes.
Wait, is it because they're kind of like ethereal fairy tale beings?
That's what I was sort of thinking. Yeah, maybe they're not normal in that sense.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. I didn't even consider that. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot less blood than Mira's used to.
Than I've gotten used to, yeah. One manages a good sneak attack, gets to throw a spear while he's helping some villagers, but the spear itself gets cut in half. Is it also by his ability here? Oh, his cloak saves him, looks like. I forgot that was magical too. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually got decked out in a way that no one else really did. Maybe Guts would have if he accepted the battle axe.
That battle axe, yeah. Isidro's kind of going to get a bit jealous of his powers here. But this one troll does fall off the roof here, and then you see a bit of splash when it hits the ground.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
There's a pretty good moment of Isidro, like, running away really fast after trying to jump in or whatever, attacking. There's a good bit of he sees one troll. He's like, I'm going to go get this one.
Oh, I got it. I'm going to gank this one.
Yeah. And then just out of nowhere, there's like 10 more show up or something. And there's a panel of him running away, but it's like this cartoony. He's running so fast that his skin is like detaching.
Like pulling at his lips. Yeah. And his teeth are exposed.
It's pretty good.
He's got this little fire dagger, but he can't take on 10 trolls with that. So
he
throws
probably
some,
can't take on
berries.
one either. Yeah.
If he got a good stealth attack in, maybe with how he's developing here. But yeah, this is
Fair.
a tall order for a kid. These things are pretty dangerous.
Yeah,
but,
and then even more trolls show up.
More trolls. Well, how many trolls do we got here?
There's a lot of them.
Well, there's going to be dozens of trolls. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Nathan, by the way. I realized we didn't really do that. I just started grousing about Pikmin.
Yeah, I'm Paul. Also,
yeah,
hi.
Nathan and Paul. We're here to talk Berserk on
more
this
trolls
week's episode.
For all your troll needs. So yeah, they get overrun eventually and have to retreat. They end up retreating to the main, like, cathedral or whatever it is at the top of the hill that the others scouted out earlier, where all the civilians retreat to, and that's kind of where like the big showdown starts.
I mean,
we get
en route there. We do see trolls cannibalizing each other, which is kind of messed up. And also, like Farnese kind of willing to sacrifice herself for Casca, which is a big thing.
Yes.
And
Guts is actually killing a bunch, and there's blood in these. So I don't know what's
so something
going on.
about the nature of his weapon, I guess, then. The wind is such a clean cut that you don't really notice it.
I guess so, right? Yeah, because his are like... Yeah, there's blood everywhere. It's like being hit with a mallet with a sharp edge, essentially. It's just bludgeoned and sliced at the same time. God, there's so many good scenes of Guts just like stepping forward and going whoosh, and just like a bunch of shit falling to pieces in front of him.
And we get our pastor here kind of, I don't know. Just he's helping these villagers, but he's kind of like, oh, those fools, I guess they're stuck out there, but then they show up to stomp on trolls.
This is kind of the first time, too, the villagers see, like, oh, hey, maybe these people that were here to help actually can, because this dude is killing, like, 20 at a time.
Did a good job. Maybe he got a good crew of people. Yeah, because there was
one guy alone.
Nitpicking his decision. There were some villagers that were kind of like, that guy's pretty big though. I don't know. Like, that looks okay. They do have a heavy, I guess. And yes. it is panning out. Wow, just tons of slicing and dicing going on for a few pages here.
Just a bunch of troll, like every 5 to 10 trolls step up, and they just turn into like 20 parts of those trolls flying around.
There's even a little blood rain going on here at the onlookers. Like the rest of our party here is standing there, and there's blood flying through the air. So yeah, I guess they do bleed. You just got to cut them right.
Yep, I guess so. They kind of order everybody into the church because, oh my god, what's her name again? It's been a little bit.
Shirka
is saying, like, get in the church, we're going to do some magic. And she kind of telepathically tells the crew, you need to buy me some time because I'm going to be completely useless and nothing's going to happen while I'm doing the ritual, sort of thing. To which, of course, immediately fucking dipshit priest dude decides he's going to step in here to try to stop her heresy or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's so ridiculous. He obviously sees that this crew is, like, helping, yet he's got this dumb, like, this is heresy, like, I'm not going to permit this in the house of the Lord.
But that's a witch. That's not righteous. Yeah. Before we get to that, though, I'm noticing here that Shirka has another observation about the sword, like the Dragon Slayer. She talks about, like, oh, that shadow that coils about that sword, but she doesn't get to think about it more. But just that we were kind of speculating that maybe there is something with his weapon inherently.
Yeah. So, okay. So there is, like, they were talking about how mages in this world or whatever kind of, like, use the energy of elements kind of as the way they do things. Do you think we're getting this thing where, like, yeah, his, like, rage is actually an element, like a dark element or
some
something?
Dark power or something is fueling it, maybe.
Yeah, which would make
also
sense.
killed so many weird creatures at this point. Maybe it's gaining darkness somehow.
Yeah, it's being quenched in like the blood of actual magic things, turning into a magic item.
Yeah. Something's going on.
Yeah.
But okay.
That she senses, so you know it's going to be big eventually.
Yeah, just a little hint, a little seed planted for later. I will not permit such behavior in this house of the Lord. So yeah, this is the big standoff here.
Dumbass is going to ruin everything. Yeah. Yeah.
We're busy right now, so keep back, buddy. No, never.
I love that he just slaps the fairy out of the way, the pixie, Ivala or whatever. Shirki's.
So he can see it, so he's not completely like oblivious to this realm or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is where Farnese steps up to kind of be like, "You fool! I was like this."
Yeah, we get a bunch of like fun kind of mirroring and introspection of how she was or whatever before. There's a cool page of them just kind of like split between them, and he's standing there, and she's
with the same
also standing
kind of
there.
Coiled thing behind them. Yeah,
only hers is like
of the sea.
A fiery pillar where somebody was like burning, and his is just on the top of the church or whatever.
Yeah, that was kind of her thing.
Yeah,
burning heretics. But
yeah, it's such a cool
and then we get a good Elaine moment here,
where she says, "Ow."
She tugs on her shirt and she looks back and says, "Ow." And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. No time to be unsure. I don't know why that gives her courage, but yeah, she was sort of doubting, like, speaking up. It's like, I have no right to speak. I was just as bad. But then, ow, kind of does it and unlocks something.
Like, I'm wondering if it's just the, like, she feels like, oh, right, I'm in charge of somebody sort of thing.
Or like I can speak on her behalf or something. Yeah. I have to help.
Yes, so, yeah.
And then the roof starts getting raided by trolls.
Because of course it does.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Like, I don't know that they showed it yet. I'm just going back a little bit. Okay, there's some, like, scenes showing that, like, there's a lot of trolls here. We don't get to it until, I think, a little bit ahead. But there's actually so many trolls everywhere. Like, there
dozens of trolls, yeah.
It's an insane amount, yeah.
Well, there's a source of trolls near this village, I guess, as it turns out. Like that portal or whatever you want to call it. Into the realm or whatever. So, man, this, like, silhouette shot looks so weird. Like, over the moon. Like, the troll's ears kind of remind me of the anteaters in the Raccoon series.
No, totally. I hate that show a lot, but yes,
it's
they
like,
look
why
exactly
is Cyril
like them.
Sneer here? It's a little weird.
Totally, yep.
But yeah, they're. Oh, and this next chapter is just called Magic. So, which it's more about the summoning and whatnot, Shirka's powers instead of the sword.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think she's still charging, right? Yeah, she's still charging up at this point.
Yeah.
But they're being pushed back into the church itself, or at least Guts says, "You guys go. I got this," because
I can handle this alone. Yeah.
But even the church inside starts getting overrun with trolls. They're coming in, so we get some more cool Serpico.
Yeah, he kind of jumps over everybody. I think
he flies over them or something. Yeah.
Using the magic cloak.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Pretty weird, but pretty cool. Isidro trying to summon, like, just shit-talking his little salamander sword or dagger, and it scorches him in the face. Is a pretty good little bit as well.
Yeah. Let's see some of what you guys can do.
And they just, they singe his
eyebrows or whatever. Yeah.
Well, meantime, on the top of on the roof, I should say, Elaine starts getting attacked, to which Farnese steps up and protects her.
Wow, yeah, like her battle cry turns troll heads. They're just like, what? What is that? Shriek. And then she pulls her like enchanted dagger or whatever and kind of steps in. But then Shirka, I guess, is starting to tap into the deep magics here.
Yeah, like it's starting essentially or whatever. Yeah. So I don't remember exactly what. I don't know that we even got told yet. What the hell does her magic items do? It like protects them, right? They have like some silvery garments, like mithril,
Casca and Farnese are wearing essentially mithril or something. And I forget what the nature of her sword is.
Yeah,
like, I think it's a special blade. I'm gonna guess.
I don't know if they like specifically said what is it? Ringing in my head something about like, I don't know, like a force field of some sort or something, right? Like a personal thing. I can't remember, but yeah, it's something more protective, I think, than it is outwardly attack worthy necessarily. I don't even know that's magic, to be honest. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't just her weapon though. I think there's something to it. But yeah. That said, yeah, we're not seeing a close-up of little things floating around it or anything, so yeah.
Yeah.
So Isidro, yeah, I kind of forgot he hasn't realized this yet. He starts fighting with his sword again and starts getting swung by it like it's too heavy.
Yeah, it's too big for him.
Doing. Yeah. So then we get this kind of sacrifice move by Old Man Morgan, who steps in to take a club for him, which is, nice and dramatic because they were fighting earlier, or at least Isidro was being rebellious and crappy to him. So there's some guilt for you.
And it's a cool way to kick off, like, all the peasants that are standing around kind of scared with their spears up are like, don't make the old man and kid do everything, get in there. And that's kind of what starts them fighting.
Oh right, we have pitchforks and stuff, we might as well try.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so I guess, like, it had a double thing where he helped out the kid and maybe started people doing what they should have been doing by now, probably
snap into it a little bit. Yeah How many kings do you fight in Dark Souls 1?
How many what?
Those like weird kings, like the in the
Four
dark
kings.
place. 4 kings. Cool.
So okay, so here's the thing. It's called 4 kings. It is 4 kings. Mechanically, it's as many kings as needed. So, like, if you overkill them and the main health bar doesn't go down enough, you could fight 5.
Like another will appear for you to finish it off. Oh, weird. But it's the
like,
same character model, right? Like, it's not like
yeah.
A new
No.
Okay.
No. It's
There's
just
a
the
secret
game.
5th king.
It's just the game recognizing there's still health available and then giving another, like, sprite.
Another run
to it.
at something. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's 4.
We're summoning like 4 kings here. This also kind of reminded me of like Majora's Mask or something, with like the 4 giants from each like a cardinal direction or whatever showing up to help. This
is extremely fantasy tropey.
Yeah,
of, like, King of the East or whatever, like King of the West. Yeah.
Water spirits who caper beneath the waves. King of the South. Flame. They're each an element.
This part is super cool, though, because the way that this is done, in contrast to how everything else is black on white, and this is white on black. This is negative coloration and space and drawing and stuff, which like gives us that kind of like, oh, we're in a different realm here for sure. This is completely different. They do a lot of cool. I'm a big fan of the like inverted or reverse like silhouette thing, like the white on black. There's a lot of things of Shirka just kind of in nothingness and just like being pure white and stuff.
Yeah, it's like everything's surrounded by this darkness, but then the light is showing up, and that's all you're seeing.
Yeah, it's super cool. I really like that a lot.
And the sky splits open and light shines down on everybody. And it's kind of this protection spell over the church, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The trolls are crumbling. Yay.
So I'm I'm trying to like understand exactly what it is. I guess it's just like elemental forces just converging, or the energy from them converging into a light that kind of protects that whole area. Is that kind of what's going on here? It's hard to tell. It's almost like a weird satellite nuke or something, because it starts burning up a lot of things in it as well. Like, it's just killing off evil things, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Spiritual power of great beings deep within the astral world who love and protect us. It's manifest in the physical world. It's also kind of tethered to her belief in it or something. It's like, sure. As long as this barrier does not vanish from my subconscious, any ethereal beings who would do us harm are expunged. So, yeah. Like, and she kind of goes into explaining how this is the same religion, but it's an older version of it or something, right?
Like more shamanistic or something, yeah.
Like, this is what is the precursor to your belief system. You guys just kind of codified it and made it really boring or something. Like, you kind of took the spice out of it. So don't be like, this isn't bad. This is spiritual perception. Yeah, like, you kind of get the priest guy settling down a little bit, seeing all this.
Witnessing an actual miracle, yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
It is kind of a cool idea of, like, the angels that you write about in your holy scriptures were actually just, like, you making almost like a weird personification of, like, the elemental powers and stuff that kind of govern everything.
Like, there are these beings that are tethered to these natural forces, but you kind of, made up things about them and kind of lost the message or whatever. It's kind of cool.
By losing that message, you also lost touch with them. So, like, that's why you can't do this. Basically, like, that's why I can do this and, like, manifest their, like, raw power into this realm, whereas, like, you can't, because you put up these weird, like, barriers or something for some reason with your religion or your beliefs.
Yeah, you're not really tapping into it anymore. You're just kind of talking about it. We're gonna get more of that really with this other entity that enters later, which I thought was kind of neat. It's like a god that predates the church in this region and has been kind of overlooked or whatever. It's kind of a cool thing, and we're gonna see why they need to summon that right here, because this giant ass thing starts showing up. I think just drawn by all the crazy magical shit going on. It's just like, what is happening? I need to emerge from the forest and get a piece of this. So this bizarre looking, like, what is this thing?
Oh, this is an ogre.
Monster. Okay, ogre. What's that monster?
It's an ogre.
It's an ogre. And it just has the weirdest, like, sperm whale dick head thing. It's real Miura, I guess.
It's like if you looked at a dog's snout and then put eyes below the nose on a dog's snout.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of,
but there's sort of a weird, like, vein tendril up its center of its head. And sort of, I don't know.
I mean, you knew what he was going for.
Looking business here. And
some
big
tusks
and whatever.
Yeah, gotta have tusks.
Yeah, so this thing is its own trouble. Why is such a thing in the physical world? So yeah, this isn't an ethereal thing, right? So the barrier's not going to work on it. This thing actually lives here, right?
Yeah, well, no, the barrier does work on it in that it hurts it. But this thing is kind of weirdly smart in that it just starts hucking, like, giant pieces
physical
of lumber
objects at it, because it's like, well, I can't go through this barrier without getting singed, but this giant piece of wood can.
Yeah, this 10 by 10 piece of lumber can.
So it starts pelting the church with giant beams and stuff. Yeah,
it's pretty funny, actually.
It has no effect on physical objects. Say what? So he's got to go to work. Evil Horde Part 1 is where we're at now.
I love how that chapter ends with just like, oh, Guts is going to step in here. Obviously, like, this is Guts has to fight this thing.
Like, I got to fight this thing. This thing is trouble. And then this weird horse frog thing sort of emerges to also be a problem here.
Yeah, we don't know what that is yet, but that comes into play pretty quick.
So I read all this and then started playing Fire Emblem and then started wondering if does that ever get into like creatures and stuff, or are you always fighting just like dudes? Like, oh, it's a bandit. Yeah. Does it get magical?
I don't remember, but I don't think so. Not in
it gets
this
magical
way.
In that I have like a pyromancer or whatever, and he can use fire spells, but he's attacking like a dude on a horse. It's not. And like
you have like
creature.
Pegasus knights and stuff like that, but
that's
I don't think it ever gets into you're fighting
battling a giant troll.
A troll.
Ogre. Yeah. Okay. Because it's just there's kind of this neat elemental thing here where, because it starts raining, this creature that shows up, this weird looking horse frog thing, is like super dangerous because it's a water elemental creature.
So yeah, and it's kind of interesting because if you are a mythology nerd, you have an idea what this thing is, and they kind of like talk about it soon after. It is a Kelpie, which is super weird that like this thing exists in this. A Kelpie's like, I think, Scottish. Is that?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I guess. Yeah, that sounds.
Googling it.
But I mean, this is sort of a miasma of like European folklore stuff too, right? So.
Sure. Yeah. But,
I guess before that, I don't want to totally skirt over Guts fighting this giant ogre, because he's trying to slice it up, cutting its hand and whatever.
Oh, yeah, we'll have plenty of time to talk about the Kelpie soon enough. It's just kind of funny that it introduces it out of nowhere, and it just kind of, like, looks at the city.
Like, yeah, it's kind of just like, more trouble is on the way, so don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, we get another sick using the sword as a shield to deflect projectiles.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool.
And
we also get him using bombs again. We haven't seen him use bombs in a while. So
no, I mostly remember him, hucking some at Serpico. So, and now they're buds. So yeah, it's been a little bit. Well, they're teammates. I guess Serpico stated like, hey, if Farnese dies, I'm gonna be real mad.
Sure.
Last time, but yeah.
Yep. But yeah, the deflection is so good. Him using the shield.
A troll on the sidelines. So yeah.
So I was looking at the internet for just random stuff, and I think this scene is in one of the anime, like the new ones, and that made me kind of really want to just watch that anime now. Just like, I
this
need to see
ogre battle is somehow in there?
Because I saw the ogre like drawn, and I was like, holy shit, that's in the like 2016 anime? Okay, I gotta watch that at some point. Yeah.
And he's able to reattach its severed arm, so okay.
Yeah,
and now
we cuts off his arm.
Kelpie magic water attack from the sidelines.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of just looked like weird fireballs, essentially, which I guess makes sense because it's kind of just water balls of some sort. I guess the interesting thing about the Kelpie is that it's just attacking everything around it. It's like water attacks or whatever are just kind of like spouting around and taking out trolls at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if like just all this magic battling in the vicinity just draws things to like, hey, stop it. I'm trying to sleep over here. So it's just in murder mode or something. It's like a beaver trying to dam up water.
They must be drawn to like her opening up the veil of some sort, right? To the other realms. Yeah. Because this is insane. Like, this is an insane amount of fantasy shit happening in one area. Just seeing what... Oh, right. So, Serpico jumps down, and there's this kind of, like, fun moment of... They split up the job. Like, one dude's going to take on one thing, and the other... Serpico is going to take on the Kelpie, because that requires a more deft hand and, like, evasiveness. And Guts is like, okay, like, obviously I'm going to fight the ogre, because we're the same, me and him. We're just brutes.
I kind of got a sense during this battle, though, that, like, Serpico's kind of like, I'm probably going to die, so, like, see you later. take care of Casca or whatever. I was like, oh no, is he gonna die in this fight? Like I had that hanging over this fight a little bit with like waiting for something to go real bad. But you're right. Yeah, they kind of divvy up the tasks at hand. So the big brute creature has to be Guts's matchup, and then he's going to try to take down the Kelpie. But yeah, I had just kind of a vague unease around Serpico's fate here because of how he said that. But
okay. I never read into that, so like I didn't have any. I could see how you would have that. I didn't get that, so I wasn't too worried. But
okay, I took Shirka at her word. That's like, oh, a Kelpie in the rain. That thing's bad. He's gonna drown or something.
Oh yeah,
and it gets kind of bad, but
sure.
Spoilers for the rest of this issue. Serpico makes it. So yeah.
Does wind beat water? Is that a thing? Water beats fire. Technically, water like in the real world, water beats everything.
Water beats fire.
Air probably beats water, right?
Would ice screw up water? Because it can change its state, so you kind of lose control of it. I don't know. I
guess. I'm gonna look up
would get
Pokemon
all muddy,
types.
But if it's rocks, the way this fight goes, it almost seems like they're evenly matched. He just has to figure out a tricky way to use it. But
sure, yeah, sure. So but first we get the easy one. Guts and the ogre is just a battle of who kills the other one first, so they kind of go through that battle first. Spoiler alert, there's no way in hell Guts was gonna lose to this thing.
No, Guts actually, this is it for him. No, sorry, yeah, he does make
this is how it ends for him.
He took it down, that monster all by himself. And then trolls.
I really like, this is a thing that we've seen up until this point as well, but they keep reiterating it here, especially the townspeople who just kind of met these people. That the idea that is Guts maybe the actual monster? Because like these other monsters are kind of like wild shit animals that are doing wild shit things, but like the fact that Guts can kill them kind of with ease is probably not a good sign.
Yeah, you get a little bit of internal pondering from Shirka and stuff about how crazy it is seeing this happen. Like, whoa, he's doing that without magic? What a beast or whatever. Like,
what a Chad, she says. Like,
yeah,
literally right there on the paper. What an absolute Chad.
Fortunately, no. But, yeah.
Translation error. You know how it is.
Yeah, if they retranslated it today, I'm sure someone at Dark Horse would make that call.
Yeah, probably.
So wait, what is it that really prompts Shirka to tap deeper? I guess just that it isn't defeated? Like, the ogre seems to be downed, but is still coming back. So it's like, all right, I got to do something here. I got to assist.
Yeah, I think she's doing it to, like, wipe everything out, like to actually help, right? Because right now she's just a shield, essentially. She's a bulwark for this stuff.
Well, yeah, she her first spell is still working, but there's, question as to whether this will still wreck the church if it throws stuff at him or whatever. So she decides she needs to go deeper, tap older, and then we kind of see this like Stonehenge that predates the church. And there's this Undine that governs this area. So this is where things get a little crazy with the summoning and possession and whatever that we're going to see. But I guess meanwhile, cut back to Kelpie battle. Yeah, so here when he gets like the tongue on his leg, it was like, this is it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He goes toast, dude. He's going to die. But then he slashes its tongue. And... okay, so yeah, there's this wall of water obstructing all of his attacks, so he kind of figures this weird... okay, first there's the near drowning, where just like a bubble of water is being...
I thought this was great, because this is basically just a forced choke from Vader, but like with water.
Yeah, you're just summoning water up from the ground and like pushing a puddle into your face to kill you. So
Yeah,
it's going
really
pretty bad.
Good. Yeah.
starting to lose consciousness, but then his cloak again kind of whips all this water away.
Super cool. Yeah. Thank God he was the one that got the wind powers, huh? Because Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, this is where he kind of realizes, oh hey, the sword like isn't just I can like basically extend it into slashes. Like I can use the pixie power or whatever. Yeah. Like I can kind of command it or whatever. So he does this cool thing where he makes its force field go up, uses the wind to like twirl it around away from him, and then just stabs him in the fucking head.
Yeah, so he's kind of blowing all this water, this protective water, into shapes that allow him an opening. And then he gets this, lower jaw
right through
the top of the head, like rapier stab.
Yeah,
so
super
his boss
cool.
is defeated.
Yep.
But back to Ogre Part 2.
Yep. Oh yeah, the trolls are still here, by the way, just like in case anybody forgot. It's just that they can't get into some areas because of the spell. Yeah. They're just burning up if they try to attack. But they're still here. They're not gone. Yeah. The Kelpie is not killed.
Oh yeah, it's sort of just disabled. Like its eyes popping out, and then it starts flooding the town, or creating water spouts.
Yeah, I think it's just getting more desperate or whatever. But I rewound a little bit just to see. And yes, you were right. The reason why she's digging deeper for more power is because when the Kelpie comes, she's like, okay, like there was a lot to begin with, but this is absolutely ridiculous. I need something to turn the tables.
Like I need water on my side to take care of this or something.
Or like I just need more power. She's Tim Tayloring it. Just got to get more power.
Yeah, that's what she says.
Yeah, it's right there. After what a Chad.
This Undine, it's such a weird summoning mechanic, I guess, because it takes over your body. Like it is speaking through her, and you kind of
whatever like spell she's casting, she is like using her body as kind of an avatar for this elemental in the real world. I guess she's like lost herself or something.
She's totally gone. So and she's swaying with this like water power. But it creates like this giant out of control flood, which is saving the town in a way. Like it's getting rid of the monsters, but it's also extremely devastating on its own. So
this is very reminiscent of the Noah's Ark thing. Or Fantasia. I got some Fantasia vibes here, especially with the drawing of her kind of like whooshing her arms like she's like dancing, or like the waves are like whooshing.
Accompany it. Yeah. So this is like Mickey Mouse, or I guess, or Yen Sid, I suppose.
Yep.
Manipulating this wall of water. And it gives an opening for a proper slash at the ogre's head. So that giant kind of sperm whale looking thing is lopped off, and the Kelpie is
as well. Yeah. So those are dealt with, but now everything is going away. Everything's about to be
washed away in this giant torrent of water.
Yeah. I thought this was super cool. This is a great way to show that, like, magic is actually fucked. Like, it's great and super powerful, but also, like, it could just wipe your city away, which is probably why people are afraid of witches.
Yeah, okay, so this is bad. Her alignment with the water spirit is too strong. She's become mesmerized. She has kind of forgotten herself and is just totally in sync with this water spirit. And I kind of like this water spirit because it's kind of getting some vengeance right now for being forgotten about for thousands of years or whatever. Just like, I predate all this stuff and you guys forgot about me, so I'm going to flood your town. How about that? a little bit.
Yeah, I like that too. That we get a little insight. Like maybe the reason why these are such powerful Gus is because, you know, you built a church over my temple and forgot that I existed, even though I kept this place safe for generations.
Yeah. But man, this drawing of Casca sort of cross-eyed looking at the fairy, it's pretty great. Look at that.
You mean Elaine, but yes.
Yeah, I guess it's a real Elaine moment.
That's a real Elaine, yeah. Oh, she sure Elained that one.
Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, we get kind of this crazy water drawings with Shirka's eyes and this vengeful spirit talking.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a super cool thing that happens here, though. Apparently during training, this is something, I don't know, like, if you've ever been in a situation where you had to, like, kind of do something to ground yourself, like a panic attack or some therapy session or something.
Oh, okay.
There's, like, a version of that in this, apparently, that they give to witches in training, or, like, do for witches, where she's completely lost in the sauce, but the fairy kind of knows, like, a way to help get her back, and it's by doing this, like, talk, like, sound or whatever.
The 7 time, like, tapping of the staff, 7 times 7, 3 times or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Unfortunately, this honestly reminded me of, like, season 4 of Stranger Things with, like, the Kate Bush song, keeping you tethered to this realm.
And if I only could.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing.
God. Yeah,
they're tapping to that rhythm, and it brings Shirka back. But no, it reminds her of her mentor. And
yeah, no, it's a way to ground her mind back and, like, oh, I'm not this vengeful elemental.
I'm not this
whatever.
Undine. I am Shirka. So yeah,
I need to retake control or whatever. Yeah. I thought that was super cool. Like, what a clever way to. That kind of makes sense. Like, of course, this is why you would train people when they use magic, because shit like this probably happens all the time otherwise. Mm-hmm. Where the elements are like, oh shit, I get to be a person? Hell yeah. Let's go.
I get a vessel, yay. I'm gonna destroy so much shit. Yeah. There's some great kind of just drawings of Shirka's, like, outline, but with this watery, murky, like, background.
Yeah.
Behind her eyes, behind her hat and everything. And then you kind of get one more with, like, her kind of coming back to herself.
We get the kind of the
pretty good one.
Like the inverted space thing of, like, her kind of lost as this weird ethereal water being in the blackness, and then,
like,
you're
full
right.
of water. Yeah.
And then there's the one with, like, it looks like water is kind of, it looks like her human body is made up of water or something as she's, like, coming back to reality.
Mm-hmm. Or if it's like you were projecting water on a person.
Yeah,
like
that's a better way.
Projector would kind
that's
of be
a better
how
way to
you
describe
do this in the movie, maybe.
Sure. Yep.
But yeah, and oh look, Elaine's gonna fall. She's. Oh.
She says, "Oh."
But
she's like, "Oh."
Farnese is totally taking her job seriously and tumbles off with her. So good for her. What character growth, you know? She's got something she cares about.
Yeah, that's great, except for Guts gets to watch Casca float away in the Torrent, and again, they are separated. At this point, I was just like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. They're separated again.
He tries to grab him, but it misses, and he's got to deal with that. But
maybe if he had both eyes, his depth perception would have been better.
It's like, oh, wait, I can't possibly reach this. It's too far. Yeah. Isidro also has, like, what are you doing? Get it together, witch. Which is pretty good. And then she snaps back to it and tries to get back to it. But yeah, it's big flood. Everything's rushing away. And now it's time to search for them, I guess.
I like the aftermath shots of just the town decimated.
I think there's some optimism from the townspeople. Like, they're going to be like, hey, whatever, we can build it again.
Yeah, they're totally fine.
Yeah.
No, this is great for them. The troll problem's taken care of.
Don't be so tense. You did great. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Luckily, we have a magic user in the group now. So even though they're both gone, she's able to kind of telepathically sense where they are. Well, maybe not where they are.
They kind of all linked up their odds or whatever. So there's still some echoes of like they are still alive. They're not dead. They've just been taken by trolls.
She can sense that, that they're alive. Yeah.
Yeah. The savior of Enoch Village, the great witch of Spirit Tree Forest. So everyone's changed their tune.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a local hero now. This is a fun little moment, even though 2 of our party members are gone, and frankly, maybe now is not the time to chat. Maybe we should get going, but we have some kind of closure with this town.
All right, so maybe it's not as anciently out of touch as I thought. So because this old guy's great grandpa told him some tales of the Lady of the Depths, but they were like almost out of touch with this thing. You know, it's like in Coco when you have like a distant tether to this person, but they still have one, just in time. So hooray!
Yeah,
and I guess it's like, hey, maybe teach a little more about this Lady of the Depths at your church or whatever. It's like, all right,
sure. A little bit of introspection too, of like maybe the reason why she let her overtake it is because she kind of hated these villagers too, and that like anger towards this village and the people maybe
allowed it to sync up a little bit.
A little bit more.
Intensified the bond or whatever. It's like we're both kind of pissed at these people, so this is perfect.
Like kind of fuck these people, right? And it's like
a little bit. Yeah. So they're gonna build a small shrine, make good on that a little bit. And the village is kind of expanding their religious horizons a little bit here, which is cool. And Isidro's so pissed, man. Oh my god, because he didn't get to help.
There's kind of a weird moment here where she says, like, if you want to like pay homage to the spirits or whatever, your priest knows the basics of all this stuff. Like, they can help you. And here there's like him saying and saying or thinking to himself, visualize the figure of the angel in your mind, eh? Like, is this kind of like we're gonna see this guy again as like some avatar of like some fire demon or something because he was
tempting.
Start
some weird cult or something.
It just seems weird that he's like, visualize the figure of the angel in your mind, huh? Like, that's
unless it's just
creepy.
Like, oh, this is like a different way to approach my tired old faith or something. If you want to be optimistic, that's
the optimistic way. I think we see him in 10 volumes from now, and he's just like, behold the true faith or something.
Morgan's got like a bit of a bloodied up shirt from that like mace hit or whatever, but I honestly thought he'd be in a worse way. That looked really
I thought
bad.
He was dead.
I thought he was dead. But no, he made it, just to kind of have another moment here with Isidro. I didn't do anything. I can't do anything. I just make noise and run in circles. So there you go.
He's kind of right, though.
If you haven't been a fan of Isidro, then, he knows he's not very useful.
And right after that, he says, I'm a kid. Like, this is the first, like, him remembering or realizing I'm not a hero or a soldier or anything yet. Like, maybe we get there. But like,
I still felt his, like, bungee to save them from the funeral pyre or whatever, like that fire bit earlier was pretty great.
He's done heroic stuff, but he's not quite there yet, like on the level that he wants to be. And this is super relatable. I'm sure you remember moments when you were a kid, just like, I wish that like I could do this, or like I'm trying to do this, but like I'm just a stupid kid and I can't, or whatever.
I thought you were, it's like, when someone's like, here's a weapon that's more your size. It's like, oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
So
a 9mm.
There you go. That's more caliber you can handle.
Yeah, baby could use that. So,
I mean, in a weird, dumb farm boy way, a little, with like, hey, you can shoot a 22. You can handle it.
You're totally right. I was so pissed off because we used to go to my grandparents' house and they had a farm, and my cousin would get the 22, and we got BB guns because we were kids. Yeah, and I was so fucking mad all the time. It's like, no, I want to shoot the 22. So
then
yeah,
when I was a teen, it's like, oh, you can shoot the 22. That's fine. Just shotguns will knock you on your ass.
yeah,
and they did. It was true. So
yeah, that can happen for sure. Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, he gets a shorter sword that's more something he can deal with.
Yeah.
And yeah, Morgan gets to talk to him a little bit more about having dreams and like him trying to abandon his village as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're not that different. Mine's the real deal. I'll gladly take this. So he's still a little snotty about it, but that's Isidro, I guess.
It's a pretty cool looking sword. Like this,
I don't know what to say. It's almost like a half scimitar or something. It's got a curve to it.
Yeah, it's like a scimitar, but if it was like a short sword or
shorter
something.
blade, yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's cool. Almost like a machete or something as well. A little bit of the
But it's got a
choppy-
hilt on it and stuff, yeah.
It does, yeah. It's cool.
And then
I thought it was cool.
Serpico's over here, still wounded, so I don't know that he'll be able to help with the search. But he's alive, so that's good. And then, now it's time to venture off into the weird ethereal realm following the mental tether.
Yeah. We got a little bit more insight on how this mental tether even works, and it's kind of that she can, like, just sense where they are and their immediate surroundings, but, like, she can't see where they are or anything, so they kind of they're gonna have to look around, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come upon this just, like, weird nose creature.
Yeah.
As they start walking deeper into the forest, which kind of signals that we're getting, like, further into the weird realm now. Like, we're leaving the normal realm, basically. I don't know how to pronounce the thing that it is.
Oh, do they name it?
It's like
Spirit
a
creature
Qliphoth or something. Or that's the region, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's got a Q in it. Qliphoth.
Yeah.
Qliphoth. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say
this
it.
nose creature is really something. It doesn't look dangerous exactly, but it's like the first sign that they're not in normal town anymore. And then
it's just like
scurries away.
It's right at the edge of just like a pure black cave entrance. It's like, oh yeah, this is probably going to be bad.
Okay, so the darkness where hearts steeped in darkness congregate is Qliphoth. Normally this could not happen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then we get another look at this weird nose life form. It's just a spirit creature, I guess. It's the spirit of the nose.
It's just a stupid looking creature. Yeah, it's just a
really
weird
stupid,
looking thing.
It's kind of fun. It's very Mira, I guess.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's like a lot creepier things when they're talking about it. There's like this creepy spider that looks a little sad or timid hiding in a tree trunk or something. Mm-hmm. Like a bunch of mushrooms with heads. There's just weird shit going on here. But it's exciting. It's exciting because you know that this is going to be probably where we leave off soon, and we're going to be getting a lot of weird shit coming up.
God,
but,
there's such a Dark Souls ass looking thing here with like all these faces and spider arms or whatever. It's like a spider with human arms and like 10 heads.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that sort of shit. There's a lot of Dark Souls things going on here. Or Dark Souls
like
stole a lot from
or
here.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
These weird squids flying around.
But yeah, this is where the Troll's Den is, apparently.
A lot with like Japanese monsters in general are just kind of remembering how like it's an island and there's so many weird sea creatures they're seeing from like a young age. So then you just see that in some of these. Like there's just weird manta rays with like strange tendrils and things, or like deep sea fish.
Also bugs. They have some of the worst variations of bugs I've ever seen in my life. Like Japanese centipedes are actual fucking monsters, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Leaves an impression if you see one of those at age 4 or something.
It leaves an impression when I Google that shit and see what they look like now. So yeah, totally. Yeah. So yeah,
All
they're
right.
looking around. They're in the troll's den. She kind of does another like. I think she actually says, "I will try calling them again." She does say it, and does like the mind, like, "Yo, can anyone hear me?" sort of thing, and it wakes up Farnese, who is with Casca, just in this weird, terrible, terrible like little pond area or something, with the worst looking shit everywhere. I don't know if you're on that page or the double page.
Yeah,
strip.
no, I'm seeing this kind of crazy monster pit they're in. I don't know. It's like that one area in Bloodborne kind of, but more so.
Bunch of corpses with like weird pustules on them and stuff.
Like a spider crab or something.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's literally just like a crab that is using a human's face as like part of its shell, or a lobster or something. Like,
yeah. A lot of
disgusting.
horrible things happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're alive, but they're in a creepy place and they're very, very scared, which is fair. And they're climbing away from this weird thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awake now. We got the, like, as long as you're wearing the silver shirts, no harm will come to you. I don't understand how that works, but I'm sure we're going to get more on that. Bunch of scenes of just, like, Farnese punching things and, like, running away with Casca, or Elaine, from
Man,
bad
this great
shit.
little, like, thought bubble with Shirka's head in it, though. That's great.
Though, are you all right, or whatever? Yeah.
Are you all right? And there's just, like, little chibi head. It's pretty great.
Yeah, she's being, like, talked to. And then they stumble upon the troll's den. And, of course, it just has to show a double-page spread of trolls raping a bunch of women. Because
I don't know how these women are here. Yeah. It's weird.
They were probably stolen, right?
I guess from the village, but
Yeah, from the village. Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Pretty horrible.
Yeah.
But
Pretty horrible, especially the one that just, like, takes one that he obviously raped to death and then throws her off the cliff edge in here. Like,
and then weird little bug monsters start eviscerating that. Which we
Bad
did see,
shit.
like, a couple pages ago, like, dead corpses of women with weird creatures crawling all about. So I guess this is where they come from. It's from the trolls. But this one lady's alive.
Crawling towards them, asking for help. Yeah.
I guess she has, like, a parasite or something. Yeah.
Yeah, she gets chest bursted, but from her womb, obviously. Her stomach.
With creepy troll abominations. And
that's where
this is
we
the back of
leave.
the book. Yeah. So more of that maybe to come. I don't know. Troll fetuses.
Predictions.
See, that's not abortion. If you kill that thing, that's just, you need to do that.
You need to kill troll fetuses. That's true.
Yeah. Like part of Florida, they'll allow that. That's fine.
Yeah, it has a heartbeat, so okay. Predictions. Obviously, they're in the troll's den. Obviously, we're going to have the crew find them and probably kill a lot of trolls. It sounds.
You think there's some sort of king troll or anything, or
I think there's a ruler of that area, or like an alpha of some sort, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you need some the problem, if you call it a problem, that they've introduced with Guts being so powerful is that you have power creep in here now, where it's not enough to just have 50 trolls, because we've seen him kill like them by the tens. So you probably need a giant abomination version to fight him.
Well, there's all sorts of horrible creatures in this realm, so yeah,
Totally.
It could be anything. I was also just like, are there female trolls, or do they need to steal women to make more trolls? And that's what that was at the end there. That's actually legitimate trolls.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like a weird, screwed up life cycle thing. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope not. But yeah, hope there's just lady trolls. Maybe it's a queen troll that they need to kill.
Sure.
It's like the aliens thing.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Could be. I definitely, the meta knowledge that Ben says I really want to be there for the next volume.
Volume 26 is crazy stuff. So it's like,
leads me to believe that.
Do you suppose it's all because of this ethereal realm, or it's just like they cut back to like Qliphoth doing stuff or something?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like if I was writing this story, I'm gonna spend a lot of time here right now, because this is where your imagination you could do anything you want right now.
And you're kind of putting the mechanics of this dark ethereal realm or whatever. I'm trying to think if there'd be any callbacks to something we've already seen, like a creature lives there that we've seen already, like it returns there or something, you know? Like,
sure.
Did something escape being killed?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. The interesting thing is we're kind of... It feels like we're still not in, like, the hell realm, though, right? I don't think we'll see demon-type stuff here. We're seeing kind of, like, weird, fucked up
this
creatures.
is why you don't wander off into the forest, because it's bad out there.
This is where, like, weird creatures and fairy tale things live. But, like, I don't think we're in hell yet, right? Is kind of the thing.
Yeah, it's almost making me wonder if, like, the reason the Band of the Hawk got attacked by those things was they were near a portal kind of like this, you know?
Oh,
like
okay.
They were near a forest that had an ethereal hole or whatever, so that's why those things were there.
Okay. Or, like, those places were opening up more because the eclipse event was coming.
Sure. So, and now, we're in the Millennium of the Hawk or whatever, of the Falcon.
We're in the Millennium Falcon. That's true.
An age of darkness has descended or whatever, so these things can just climb on over and attack towns, which is bad if you live in a town. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is so the troll stuff was
like
good.
This happened, you could justify like a real high defense budget, because it's just like, dude, the trolls, they're just pouring in. Like, what are we gonna do? It's like Pacific Rim or something. It's just like there's just a hole in the ocean where
we have to make a mechanical guts to fight them.
Each country needs to pitch in billions to make these robots. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So
True. Yeah. No. Totally. The troll things were fun, like the troll part. This is definitely more my shit. Just weird body horror, fucked up demon
more
stuff.
Bizarre creatures. Yeah,
I like this stuff more.
Knobby nose trolls. Yeah, I guess the ogre was pretty crazy. The Kelpie looked kind of silly, but
the Kelpie was fun because it has like a real world like mythology to it. So it's like, okay, that's interesting that you have a Scottish
that you
folklore
incorporated
thing.
this thing in, but I guess seeing the more bizarre mashups of sea creatures and people. Hopefully less raping. It just seems to always creep in somehow. It's like, where did these women even come from to be attacked? What is going on?
There is so much raping that happens.
Yeah, it's rough. So
really rough, yeah.
And I know it started with like Guts as a kid getting assaulted or whatever, so it's like, okay, they've had that happen, but that happened like one time. You know, like there's not a lot of dudes balancing the playbook here. So I need more dudes getting raped just to balance the equation.
Qliphoth was kind of like a weird fuckboy for money for his army as well. Like that was there. I think the problem though is that the dudes just like kill each other, right? Like I'm not gonna let you rape me. I will just fight you until one of us dies.
I die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's still in there, but hey, maybe they're all dead now, so it's just going to be versus some weird creatures next time. But who can say? Anyway, that's the Halloween episode. Trolls and ogres and Kelpies.
Next time we'll talk about Ernest Scared Stupid, because more trolls.
Well, if they get more into trolls, or we see the king troll, and it's basically, what's that troll's name?
Oh my god, I don't remember.
It reminds me of Trogdor, but it's not. Like, it's like Trontor or something like this.
Yeah, it's Trantor.
Trantor.
That's what it is, yeah.
I had the wrong vowel, but okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, we'll see if that happens. King Troll.
Okay.
Next time. But if you want to send some emails, that would help us out. It's is it I have gone berserk at gmail.com? Is the email?
It is I have gone berserk at gmail.com. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And the show is Goin Berserk, right?
We're getting there. I feel like, that's a thing we could talk about. Does he go berserk next volume? I bet he does.
Do you think something will... Yeah, he didn't really need to in this one. Like, the ogre wasn't a big enough deal to go berserk. Yeah.
Has he... When was the last time he has? It was the fight probably with Mozgus, right?
That probably necessitated some berserking, for sure.
Oh, no. It was definitely when he saw Qliphoth again. At the,
he tried
right
to...
after that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah,
like, of course.
That's a reason for it. Yeah, his brand started bleeding and everything, so, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I think he goes berserk.
In a way, Shirka kind of went berserk, but it was more the Undine, the Lady of the Depths, went berserk. Oh, boy. All right. I gotta go. So,
all right.
That'll be the end.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.